Alrighty, guys, we are rolling. Welcome back to another episode of Liam's Lessons. Feels like it's been a minute since I've done one of these. Anyways, my name is Liam, and today we're going to be talking about becoming a life builder. Now, understand what's a great thing to understand that in your business you're going to have very many different builders. You're going to have, a network of people that are ultimately going to be, successful in some areas, not so successful in others. They're going to be, they might be good networkers, they might be good people at creating volume in your business, they might be good with relationships, they might be good with people, they might be good with just generating wealth, and I guess, generating the money side of things in your business. But what's important to know is that you understand the difference between all these leaders, um, and these life builders, um, or the types of builders that are in your association. But many of these builders, they go by, you have your dream builders, people who are really good at kind of just talking about the dream, talking about people's goals, talking about the end result, talking about ultimately what people want to do, or what they want out of this business. Um, Dream building, getting people fired up, getting people amped, giving them a reason to want to do the business if they don't have one already. You got network builders. You got people who are really good at just scouting out people that could be beneficial for your association, for your teams. Um, these people are generally also really good with relationship building, and making friends. Then you have your volume builders, basically your PV producers, people who are helping you create more volume, helping you create, push out more PV, sorry, produce more PV. Um, People who are finding different ways for you to kind of just make more money within your business. You have your vital signs builders, people who are, very switched on, they're very focused, they are, um, very open to what goes on around in your association or what goes around in your business. You have your relationship builders. These ones are kind of similar to network builders, but these people are more so just really good with, um, making friends, um, generating leads. These people are really good to have a conversation with. They're really easygoing. They're very easy to talk to. And ultimately, they're the ones that kind of, definitely the backbone helping your business grow. And then you got your wealth builders, people who just want to generate as much money as they can in your business. The ones that they're really cracking down on just making the money side of things. And ultimately the ones that just want to, generate as much wealth as possible that they can within your association. Now, with all that out of the way, it's a good point to come back to. This is a very leadership-driven business. Now, it's very important to understand that, not only because I've just listed a bunch of the leaders or a bunch of the builders that go on within this team or within this business, but it's also very good to know this because without having the leadership skills that are needed to be able to be successful in this business, it's going to be very hard for you to kind of just get your business off the ground and running. And not only is it going to be hard, it's going to be, I guess it's going to, lead back to you. It's going to show that, you're not someone who's, I guess, a switched on person within your business or within your association, because it's not very common, that you find people who want to build this business who aren't leaders in the first place, who don't want to become leaders, who don't want to be able to acquire those skills and understand what is needed to be able to be a successful leader. Because if you're going to be running a business, if you're going to be running teams, and if you're going to be running people and, inspiring people and showing people what they should be doing within your business, if you can't do that, if you can't be someone that people can fall onto when they don't really know where to go, if you can't lead people, well then it will definitely be very hard for you to be successful. I also want to reiterate, if to be successful in this business, you gotta have a reason why you're doing it. You gotta have a reason for why you want to be successful. You gotta have a reason for why you know, you want to generate, I guess, wealth that is within this business. The money side of things is one thing, having the glamorous lifestyle, the fast car, um, the trips to here and there, that's all one thing. But you have to have a reason why for why you're doing this. It always goes back to just having a why, having a strong why, a desperate reason for why you want to build a business like this. Because if your why is not strong enough, and the alter, um, the exterior reasons for why you want to build this business will never be strong enough. The fast car will never be strong enough. There's always going to be another fast car. The big house. There's always going to be bigger houses. The trips aren't going anywhere. Um, but it's always very important to have a desperate why for why you're building this, because if you don't, it will be very hard for you to stay motivated and for you to stay switched on for why you're building this business. Um, most people have their dreams, taken away from them. Most people have their ambitions stripped away from them. Um, I know for a fact that I was one of those people who, you know, their original plan A took a bit of a turn, but there was nothing I could do about that. At the time, our world was, it was in a bad state. It was in a bad shape, and it was a very difficult time for anyone to do anything. Coming out of you know, a post-pandemic world, if you will, it was very hard for anybody to kind of just get back up on their feet and kind of just focus again on their plan A. So my original plan A and my dreams were definitely stripped away from me, but that didn't stop me from wanting to be successful. That didn't stop me from my overall goal. That didn't stop me from what I really wanted. So it's very, very, I guess, beneficial for you to understand that most people suffer from the same problems that you might be suffering from. Maybe it's a dream problem. Maybe you can't do what you originally wanted to do um, a couple years ago. Maybe you're still bummed out about your current situation, but it's always good to know that people have been in your shoes before. And it's very good to understand that these types of things happen. And it's always good to just get back on your feet, get back up, and just keep pushing for the original end goal, if you will. Your dreams and goals will change over time. This is a very good point to kind of just talk on, because my dreams and goals definitely changed um, after our post-apocalyptic world happened. Um, I originally wanted to do one thing, and then afterwards I decided, hey, listen, this is not going to help me in the long run. I need to think of something that will ultimately. And everything switched, everything changed. I originally wanted to do this, but now I realize this isn't going to help me in the future. I need to go do this. So understand that your goals and dreams, they will shape differently, they will mold differently, and they will ultimately change, and that's okay. That you're not letting anyone else down, you're not letting yourself down, you're just growing. I see it as a very big growing phase. Understand that it's a phase of growth. It's not a phase of you letting your younger self down or switching up on something you originally wanted to do. Just understand that certain things will change over time. You might want to aim for higher goals. You might want to do bigger things. Um, and that's great. So always understand that certain things will shape differently and change over the course of you growing and being in this space and being in this business. Um, Most people don't dream big. Start with attainable goals. Most people aren't. Most people's dreams don't scare them. I used to remember. I remember I heard a quote one time: "If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough." So dream big. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Um, Always be willing to set attainable goals. Understand that certain things will be out of reach at the start. That's just on a logical perspective. That's just on a very grounded perspective. That's just understanding that you're in a certain situation now, and as you grow, you will aim for higher things and aim for high heights. Just understand that we need to start with very attainable things. We need to start with first step goals, Once we make that first step, we can start on the next step and the next one and the next one, and you can build upon that. I just want to finish up on one last thing here, guys. You got to have something that you want. If this business is something that you want, and if you see that this business is a vehicle, as something that will take you to your just higher goals and your ultimate dream, your ultimate lifestyle, then use this vehicle. But understand that you need to want it. It always goes back to having a desperate reason for why you're doing this. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.